to the channel. Thank you very much for spending your time with me today, as always. And it is going to be an exciting day because we are going to see how much power old grandpa makes bone stock. That's right. So before we really get into the mods and tear apart this whole thing, matter of fact, we're not even going to need this LS2. That's going away completely. But before we do all that fun stuff, we're going to see how much power, it makes from the factory. The more I get into the Project Grandpa, the more I love it. Like, I'm so excited to have this car as a new build, and it's coming along so nicely. I have so many great parts already on the way, and I think it's going to be a pretty nasty machine when it's done. Anyway, so Grandpa, being a 2005 C6 Corvette, has an LS2, a 6-liter, by the way. A little bit abnormal. Most Corvettes have the 6.2. The LS2 was a 6.0. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. So the LS2 came from the factory with 400 horsepower. Now, I thought, that seems a little low to me. I thought it came with 420, but somebody corrected me. So speaking of being corrected, somebody already corrected me in a previous video and said, Mike, they do not make 420, they make 400, and then the LS3 made 420, and then in 2008, it got bumped up to 436. So basically, a 2005 Corvette only made 400 horsepower at the crank, which is really not all that great, but it was the mid-2000s, so the power wasn't there yet. Like in 2005, V8 Mustang, the old 3-valve 4.6 made 300 horsepower, but still, only 100 horsepower more than a Mustang seems low to me. I was kind of surprised to learn that, but if it makes 400 at the crank, I would guess around 350 to the wheels, and that's what I think it's gonna make. This is an automatic car. It's the old 4-speed auto, the 4L65E, I believe, so I'm not sure if that's gonna sap more or less power than the 6-speed auto. We do know, of course, that it's gonna sap more power than a manual, so I'm still gonna say, though, around, I think around 350 to the wheels, maybe 340, maybe 360 if we're lucky. But yeah, we're gonna find out. There's actually a shop very close to me that has a dyno that I did not know about before, but it's only about 5 minutes away. And we're gonna go there instead. All right, Grandpa, are you ready? He's ready. Sounds like 350 wheel horsepower. I always wanted to call one of those numbers and be like, dude, your driver, they suck ass. The Grandpa Vet, the great thing about it is it drives so nice. You can totally daily drive this thing, and I think it shows. You can get a really nice C6 Corvette that you can drive reliably every day for 15 grand. All right, Grandpa, let's see it. Woo! We're using the old automatic manual shift function over here, which is kind of weird to use, but it appears to be working. Oh, Grandma doesn't want any of Grandpa, I can tell you that. Yep, that's what I thought. Here we go. Second gear goes all the way to basically 100 miles an hour. When you're drag racing, you're only gonna need first, second, and third. By the way, new merch available in the links down below in the description. We got about 70 left of these. They are selling out quick. The new Tiger Camo 717 glasses. See, it says 717 there on the lens. Glad you guys are liking them. It took about 2 months to get the design right and everything, and they're selling out really good. Support you guys give me on the merch sales is amazing, and it really helps to do all this shit. The awesome thing about this trans is that it's basically a drag racing transmission from the factory, even though GM did not intend it that way. But here we are at Intune Auto Works. This is a new dyno near me that I didn't even know existed. And the guy Graham here, I met him, really nice, and this should go really well. Super clean Integra there too. Look at that. I love the bronze color on the wheels. Looks very nice. There you go, Intune Auto Works. There is the info, and I heard lots of good things about them. They put the exhaust on my buddy Tom's all black 2017 ZL1, and he's good friends with them, so I would recommend them. I'm actually gonna go ahead and take the roof off because that should help keep Graham cool in there while he's inside a closed building running the dyno. Figure I'd try to be nice. And I mean, I would assume this is like the C7, looks like it. You just pull these tabs, push the main thing in the back, and the roof is ready to be removed. I'm gonna take this off for you. Hopefully it keeps you cool in there. All right. And then it stows nicely in the back. You know, one of the coolest things about Corvettes, I think, is the removable roof. I wish more sports cars had that because it's so, I mean, it makes the car look cooler, and it's also really fun, like on a nice sunny day. Now, when it's really hot, you can't do it because you bake to death, but like a 75-degree day, you're good to go. I'm telling you, it looks cooler with it off. I don't know if you can see it very well on the GoPro, but that's Air Force One 747 right over there. They do touch and goes at HIA a lot here. It's kind of cool, you see them all the time. I think they have multiple planes though. It's either gonna surprise us in a good way, maybe it will surprise us in a good way, or maybe a bad way, I don't know. All right. It's all you, brother. Now I know this is probably like the coolest machine you've seen, the Grandpa Corvette. I know.
This thing's pretty high tech.
Oh yeah, really high tech. The LS2, don't let us down. Don't let us down. I think he'll do okay. And he is strapped down good because you never know. He might make so much power, he just goes right through that wall. It's been known to happen. What do you think, Francis?
I don't know.
I mean, it makes 400 at the crank.
I think it should be 350.
That's what I'm saying. It's 350. I think 350. Make 280.
It'll be in the
I hope so in the threes. Hey, that ain't bad.
Horsepower, you made 348.
Okay, all right, all right. Grandpa, not too bad.
345 torque and 356 power.
That ain't bad. Torque is in the 340s, horsepower in the 350s. That's actually, you know, I'm happy with that. I can't ask too much.
90,000 miles on the car.
Easy 90,000,
Now you're
yeah.
gonna put some hard miles on.
Yeah, that 90K, well, that's why it makes so much power. That first 90K miles, that was just to the golf course and back. Yeah. So now that we're driving it, we'll see how much power we can get out of it. 356 and 340 torque, that ain't bad at all. That's really not bad. I mean, everybody was surprised. I mean, I thought it was gonna be close to that, but really I thought somewhere in the 340s. Gotta have some respect for those numbers from old Grandpa here. He did good today. He did good. 350, basically 350 across the board. I am very happy with that. Like I said, more than I thought, and the car runs great. Car really, again, I keep saying it, but this car is not that bad. Cheap, sounds good, runs good, makes good power, looks decent. I can't really complain. I have to give a thank you to Graham here at Intune Auto Works, and I don't think it's the last time you're gonna see this shop on the channel. I got lots of mods coming in, and this place is really, really convenient for me. Although, like, for some reason, it doesn't really sound like a Corvette. It kind of sounds more like a truck to me. I don't know, it sounds like a V8 truck. It doesn't have like the wailing scream of a Corvette. I'm not sure why. It could be the 6-liter versus the 6.2. What do you guys think of the Grandpa Corvette numbers? I think it's pretty good. And, you know, that means if you did a cam and heads and an intake and exhaust and a tune, I mean, you'd probably be over 500 wheel, which is not bad in a car that only weighs 3,000 pounds. I mean, that'd be a pretty quick car. I mean, you're talking about a car that with like a little basic bolt-on, not bolt-on, but a little basic Pro Charger, just a little one, and mild tuning, with some supporting mods, you'd be at like 600 wheel, and you should be like McLaren 570 fast at that point. And I mean, bone stock, it's not that slow either. I mean, I'm used to cars that are really, really fast, but you know, I mean, to most people, to the average vehicle out there, thing will do like 0 to 60 in 4.5, 5 seconds, I'm sure. Should be like 180 mile an hour top speed. That's really pretty good. I was really pretty impressed, and I think, you know, the Corvette, like I said, I mean, I'm torn because it's good numbers for what it makes from the factory, you know, the crank horsepower rating, but it's terrible numbers based on what is supposed to be, you know, a badass American sports car. And I get it, you know, it is older, but 350 wheel for only 13 years ago, that's pretty pathetic. But maybe, you know, maybe I'm thinking of it the wrong way because this is a base model Corvette. It's not a Z06. You know, it's not a ZR1. So maybe it's not supposed to have a lot of power. I'm not sure. And I mean, the modern day Stingray, really, if you look at it, base model Stingray, probably what, it makes 465 to the crank. And that car, I'm sure, only makes about 400 wheel, which really isn't, I mean, 50 more than this. And this is a lot older. So I guess, you know, 350 is really not too bad. I guess, like I said, you know, we're spoiled. We're spoiled. The modern day era of cars has spoiled us because, you know, you just couldn't get the power you can get today. I think people take it for granted, but the crazy horsepower you can get for the money now is just, it's nuts. And, you know, with electric cars and everything, I'm sure that is, I mean, the future is already here. It's coming. So, I mean, not only is more coming down the line, but it's already here. I mean, the Tesla, performance-wise, is already on par with great sports cars. And, I mean, of course, there's areas where it's not, but, you know, don't take the horsepower for granted today because it's not going to last forever. It's really not. I feel like an old man preaching to all the kids, oh, you don't know how lucky you have it. Back in my day, Corvettes only made 350 wheel horsepower. Hope you enjoyed this upload. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Take care, and thank you for watching. Have a great night.